Okay, so now we have here the core line.
Yep. Here in the core line, a couple of the things that are new are a couple classic PRS instruments coming back. First is the Mccarty, one of my favorites. One of the first instruments that Paul made with vintage appointments and style. Basically a tip to the hat to Ted Mccarty, who's a giant in the industry during the golden age of the early days of solid body electric guitars. So slightly thicker body. A lot of similarities to what the Mccarty was originally, but a few updates. One is these 58-15 pickups, Paul's newest incarnation of his vintage style pickups. The numbers, if you don't know, refer to the first two numbers of the year of inspiration, second two numbers of the year they came out. So a 1958 style pickup that came out in 2015.
Okay, so what I know is the 5808.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
That was the version that came out in 2008, right? And they have the 5909s and the 5310s.
8515.
Right, now the 8515, which we're going to take a look on these guitars, is based on what, if Paul knew what he knows now as a designer, as a builder, and has the technology that he had developed in working on pickups, this is what he was going for when he was building a modern humbucker in 1985. So this is his updated version of what he was going for as a modern classic in a humbucker design.
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Both of them are great sounding pickups. So new for the 2016 line, these pickups will be found on all the core guitars unless it has a proprietary pickup like the 513, the 408 that have proprietary designs. All the covered pickups will be the 5815s. Anything with the uncovered pickups will be the 8515s. Typically on the 24 fret guitars, those things are the 85s, and the more vintage inspired instruments like the Mccarty have the 58s. A few other little details like the updated version of the Mccarty has a bound neck. It also has the Phase 3 tuners on it, which, as opposed to the Clousons that were on the Mccartys before. So just an updated version of the classic Mccarty, great feeling sounding guitar.
Okay. So what about this one here?
So the P245, which came out actually last year, we debuted the P245 at 2015 NAMM. This is now a semi-hollow version of that guitar, which really rounds out the P line of guitars. The P line all have the piezo bridge, hybrid acoustic electric sounds. So now there's the full hollow bodies. You have solid bodies like the P22 and 24. The 22 you can get in a stop tail, or it's a piezo bridge with the trem. Now we have the 24.5-inch scale in both solid body and semi-hollow. So regardless of what kind of electric guitar design and style you're looking for, there's now a hybrid acoustic electric version in the PRS line. P245 is the latest for that. With the P series of guitars, they all have the dual output, so you can split the magnetic pickups and the piezo bridge. I always say it wrong. But now with the P245 semi-hollow, it really rounds out the options. You have full semi-hollow, you have 24.5-inch scale, you have now a 24.5-inch scale solid body or semi-hollow. You have solid body options. So no matter what kind of electric guitar you're looking for, there's now a piezo equipped hybrid electric acoustic in the PRS line.
So the classic electric is back.
It is back. Yes, back with a vengeance. So the original CE back in '88, Paul first started making the bolt-on maple neck, partially for obviously a different feel and a different sound, but also to try to bring the price point down to offer it to a new generation of players to bring in a more affordable guitar. Lasted until maybe 2008 or 9. And was taken out of the rotation back now in 2016 with a couple slight modifications and refinements. A couple things, the pickups notably, these have the 8515s that we were talking about. Paul's modern classic humbucker, as if what he would have designed in 1985 had he have the design improvements and technology that he has now. Really great sounding pickups, very clear and articulate, very versatile, great sounding. The coil tap works really well. Like I said, it borrows some windings from the other coil, so not a big volume drop off. Great feel on the neck. It's a satin nitro finish, so it feels nice and comfortable and worn in. slightly more subtle violin carved to the top, so the lip isn't quite as pronounced. It's actually very comfortable, So great versatile sounding instrument. Anybody looking for the bolt-on maple neck, a classic feel and classic sound. It has all the same electronics as you find on the core guitars. The bridge and the tuners are the same that you'll find on the S2 line. Brings it in at $1999 US. So, right at $2,000. By far the most affordable PRS. If you want a US-made carved top, maple top PRS, it's a great one to look for, yep.
So the S2 line is the most affordable guitar from the US?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
So the idea is that, getting into the core line, you're looking at about $3,000 US or more, and we know not everybody can do that.
Yeah, sure.
But if you're looking for a PRS, US-built PRS, they spend a lot of time trying out different things to figure out how they can bring it into a lower price point. And as we were saying, that violin carve is a big cost. A lot of man hours go into making that violin carve. Every step of the sanding and buffing, a lot of time put into it. So part of the idea with the S2 line is this flat top with a beveled edge saves a lot of hours in building and construction. So passing that savings along. So for a long time, the S2 line, there's maple top guitars, there's solid mahogany, there are different ones for depending on what you're looking for. But roughly from $1,100 to $1,500, very affordable, great quality. This is the latest and the newest one, the S2 Satin Standards. So standard, obviously all mahogany construction, but also a super thin nitrocellulose satin finish. So part of the savings is that no grain filler, one pass of a very light satin nitro. It's about 1 mil thick, about 1/10 the thickness of a standard core guitar, which is already a thin finish. So again, big time saver in building. You don't have to do the sanding process, you don't have the buffing process. So to pass that savings along, these come in at $999 US. So
very good.
$1,000 for a US-made PRS. You've got 3 options. You've got a 22 fret, a 24 fret. You have the single cut. So depending on what your playing preference is, you've got these 3 great guitars. I love the look of the satin. I love the feel of the neck. It feels like a nice worn-in neck, like right off the shelf. Feels great.
Good.
Yeah, super resonant.
Yeah,
Yep.
super.
Just enough finish to protect the wood, but nothing to choke it. Yeah, great sounding guitar. I love those things.
Very loud here. Single cut here.
Yeah, great single cut. It's a little thicker too, Great sounding pickups. These are the covered number 7 pickups. And again, like all the S2s, tone pots pop out. You can split the coils. And it's really nice in the 4-knob design, so you could split the coils separately. Like you can do a single coil bridge with a humbucker neck. Some cool options there. I love that finish.
Okay, so what we have here is a Baritone hollow Baritone guitar.
Yeah. So the SE 277s, they're new to line. 277, the name refers again to the scale length, just like the 245, 27.7-inch scale length. There's a solid body version with humbuckers. These are the tone furnace pickups, really great sounding pickups. You can split the coil on those too, so you can get some cool single coil sounds out. Definitely great for like the real drop tune, heavy stuff. I love this one, the semi-hollow with the P90s. It can still take a lot of gain really well, get some great heavy tones out of it, but like in this center position, like this low note sounds like a piano wire. Like it's just, man, it rings and it's beautiful.
P90s are perfect for Baritone.
Yeah, really cool sound. I actually love this with slide too. Less traditional, but man, it really works. I use it a lot. You can also use it. It's great for like kind of slapback country stuff, just for a different texture. If guitar players looking for something, sit in the mix a little different. Baritone's a great choice, something to try. It's a different texture than obviously bringing a 7-string or the scale length. The string gauge is all very different. But a really cool texture to try. Really cool plate style bridge on these that does the string through body, as you saw. So the 277s, this is similar to an SE that was out before, but reintroduced. It was a signature series option in the Baritone, but now there's a solid body humbucker version and this hollow body with the P90s, 2 really cool new guitars.